All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, Emmy-nominated choreographer, cool-ass director, Glenn Douglas Packard. Hello and welcome to the show.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me, and happy holidays.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. I don't do happy holidays.
You don't do happy holidays?
Well, I don't know anybody in Africa. Every one of my black friends are Christian. And I try to say to some of my black friends, you know, happy holiday. They said, what do you mean? It's Merry Christmas. I said, but you're African. They said, no, we're American.
We like Merry Christmas. We try to do Merry Christmas or Happy Hanukkah.
How many Africans do you know to say Happy Kwanzaa, whatever it's called?
Kwanzaa.
Truthfully, how many Africans do you know to wish Happy Kwanzaa?
In South Florida, there's a zillion of them.
Well, I don't know a one. I live in the.
Anyway, you're off topic. We didn't even introduce him yet. Hold on.
Introduce
so
who?
Let me introduce our guest to you. So, Glenn, first
He's
I want you to meet our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
I'm the crazy fruit.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Then we have the man behind the boards, Mr. Chad Murphy.
Hey, Glenn. Welcome to the show, sir.
Hi, Chad.
He's a hot bodybuilder, gorgeous hunk.
We're just south of Ocala.
He's in South Florida. He's in South Florida, too. He's in West Palm Beach. And then we have a chat room full.
But he's straight.
We have
we don't really
he's
care
straight.
about him.
But then we have a chat room full of people. And so say hey to everybody in the chat room.
I'm used to that. Hi, chat room.
That works. So where do you live when you're not in Ocala?
I like to say I live all over the place. I'm kind of like had this Forrest Gump-like life, but right now my home base is in Vegas right now.
Oh, cool.
Las Vegas.
Yep. But I also go to Miami quite often and have a place in Miami. So I like to go back and forth, and I also go back home to Michigan as much as I can as well.
That's where I thought you were from, Michigan. That's
Yeah,
somehow I remember reading that someplace.
You're really a Rolling Stone.
So we're gonna talk about your great new film Pitchfork in a minute. First, I want to talk a little bit about some of the other cool stuff that you've done, and I want to start with your reality TV career because. First of all, I've met Brooke Hogan a whole bunch of times before she did like the dance music, back when she did like the pop music when she was really young.
Okay.
Like really young, and she was really like nice and everything like that. But I actually love the show Hogan. Brooke Knows Brooke Knows Best, or what was the name of the show? I forgot now. Yeah.
Knows Best.
And I think that now she's doing country music, I think, but I think they totally messed up because when she released that first hit album that she had with her on the red cover on the front of it, you know, standing there, they should have released the song Letting Go. It's one of the greatest like songs of the whole year that came out. It was like one of my favorite songs. I listened to it like a zillion times. So I just thought it was super cool. And the fact that you were on a reality show. Now, were you really friends with her, or did they just find you and say, here, you're going to be friends with her on this show, or did you actually know her?
No, like I said, Forrest Gump like life. I actually used to work with Lou Pearlman, who created Street Boys and NSYNC and Britney, and he actually owned the Chippendales, and I had directed and choreographed the Chippendales shows, the tour, the show at Rio in Las Vegas, and he introduced me to this guy named Hulk Hogan, who had a daughter that wanted to break into business. She was 13 years old, and I started mentoring Brooke at 13, and we actually became really good friends. I really liked the kind of girl she was, and also she was extremely talented. And we've been friends ever since. We just were texting each other earlier today.
I love that.
But did you know that I was hired to teach choreography to the Chippendale dancers? Did you know that? They fired me because I insisted on all the rehearsals they were nude.
Bet.
So they fired me, and actually one of the guys was on a pedestal and he spun around and his wang hit me in the face. So I thought that was enough of that.
Was that a rehearsal or was that a dream?
Probably a wet one if it was a dream.
So we're really good friends, and you're right. Her first album was amazing, actually, very underrated album.
I think that I don't know, somehow the machine behind her was not appropriate because I think she's easily as talented as like all the Katy Perrys and all the other people out there. Even though
you know what it is, Jimmy, is it has to do with the reality curse. She kind of has that reality curse behind reality TV, but she actually really is a talented girl. Like I'm hoping soon she gets Dancing with the Stars soon, because when she gets on that too, she's gonna just
blow up.
nail that as well.
Yeah, I love her. I think she's super great, and I know she did like an album signing in Miami when I was still living there, because I'm actually from South Florida. Like I grew up there.
Can't you tell?
And I'm from South Florida. We're in Pennsylvania now, but I'm from South Florida. I actually went to one.
We're temporarily in Pennsylvania on our way to Palm Springs.
Yeah, we're going to be in Palm Springs soon.
Nice.
Getting out of this shithole.
And so, but I actually went to like one of her like album signings, but there was like so many people in line, and like I don't really do the like wait in line thing because we always get to go to everything for free and ushered to the front and everything.
Why he named himself Star.
So I didn't want to wait in line for all of it and everything, but like I think she's fabulous, and I would love for her to be like just a superstar as it is. So when next time you text her, tell her that you're the host of the TV show you were on loves her and thinks she's fabulous.
See, I've entered my second childhood. And in my second childhood, these people don't exist, so I have no idea who they are. Who is this broad?
Do you know Hulk Hogan, the really big wrestler with the blonde hair who's been famous? It's his daughter. It's his daughter. She's fabulous.
A blonde, too?
Blonde, the really beautiful blonde.
Yes, I know. So what did she do, a reality show?
She had a reality show, and he was the best friend on the reality show.
Oh, good for you.
We were kind of the reality version of Three's Company.
Yes.
Jack really was gay.
Yes, I loved it. I thought it was like. So, how did you like being on a reality show?
I actually loved it. I was coming out to my family right before the reality show, so my immediate family had known, but I had to come out to all my aunts and uncles, cousins, and grandparents, and doing that was really freeing. So it was really it's a great moment, and being a small town gay as well, I didn't realize how important it was to have someone like me on TV. Because the response I was getting through America and even overseas was really so amazing, and I really enjoyed being there for those people and watching me come out on national television when it wasn't really that big at the time coming out, because that was almost 10 years ago.
Right. It was it's cool though.
Coming out is no big deal. Do you know who Jimmy and I are? Doubtful. I don't think you know who we are. Anyway, we're the first legally gay married couple to have a talk show. So we have a precedent, and we broke all the rules. We started off on this bullshit. What is this called?
Radio.
Not even radio. What's this?
Internet radio.
Computer. What is it? What is this?
Internet web show.
Web show. And we intend to go because people are interested in having us for a reality show. So we may go on regular television very soon.
That's great.
The only thing is,
actually, though, we got nominated. We didn't get an Emmy nomination this year, but we got nominated to be nominated, which is a pretty good step considering that we're doing this out of the basement, basically.
The only problem is the problem is when I negotiate with these spokespersons for these networks, they don't like my language, and I said, listen, I don't have to curse. What do you think?
Nobody will think we're funny.
What do you think?
Nobody thinks
no, I say I don't have to curse you, motherfuckers. I said, what do you think? You think I only
He's
know how
76. He doesn't like to change.
Stop with my age. You know, I'm resenting that.
What do you mean? You tell everybody your age.
I'm not doing it anymore. You have got to see my fan mail. I got 21-year-old guys wanting to ball me, and they think I'm gorgeous and sexy.
You are gorgeous and sexy.
No, but I'm serious. They're probably all down and out hustlers.
No. But, all right, so hold on. We got to keep going anyway because this is about him right now. So, all right.
No, it's about all of us. Remember, we're a conversation show.
I know, we're a conversation
not
show.
Not an interview
and we're going to have a conversation with him right now. So, okay, so
I want to get into it. Now, tell me about your love life. You got a boyfriend, or can I fix you up with a friend of mine?
I'm actually single right now. First time I've been single in a long time, and
I bet you're enjoying it, right? You're enjoying being single for the.
Yeah, you know what? It's a whole different world for me because when I was in relationships, there was none of the app world or anything like that. So it's so different now. So yeah, I'm enjoying my single life for sure.
So you're very cute and you look butch. I got somebody for you in New York City. He's quite famous and he's a choreographer also. And he's outrageous.
Then he'll know him because he's like a really famous choreographer.
I don't want name. The gorgeous blonde guy, our friend, New York City, the young 26-year-old, thin, beautiful body dancer.
I'm not into young.
I can't remember.
No, he's not into young. Oh, you look young though.
Oh,
you look very young.
Young. He's like your age. What do you think? Maybe he's 29 now.
No, I'm coming up to 50.
Oh my God, you look awesome.
Wait.
I've seen your pictures online. You look fabulous.
You're 50? You're 50?
I was born in the 60s.
Yeah, me too. I was born in the 60s too. That's awesome. I love that.
Oh my God.
Good for you. That's because he's a choreographer and he's in shape and he has to like work out and stuff.
I thought I looked good at 76.
First of all, in 2015, he starred, produced. Let's see. He starred, choreographed, and produced for E! Television Networks, Men of the Strip.
Yes.
Of which Jeff Timmons is actually a pretty good friend of mine.
Yes.
And
it was a great show. It was a really great show. We were trying to reinvent male review because I had the experience with Chippendales, and with Magic Mike being so popular, we wanted to make it kind of more mainstream on television. So we put together a group called the Men of the Strip.
The Men of the Shit?
Men of the Strip.
Oh, I thought it was, no, don't laugh. When I first met Jimmy, you know what people used to say? Oh, Jimmy's shit. And I thought, oh my God, why are they saying that about Jimmy?
I used to have a celebrity clothing line, and I dressed a lot of pretty.
And wait a minute, he gave me a rubber band to put around my wrist, and it said Jimmy the Shit.
No, it said Jimmy Star is the shit, and it was like a bracelet, like a gummy bracelet. And I have all these videos on YouTube with the famous people I've dressed saying, "Hi, I'm Malcolm McDowell, and Jimmy Star is the shit," and stuff like that. And it was a promotional video.
And I couldn't believe.
But he couldn't believe. He's like, "Why do you want to be the shit?"
If anybody called me the shit, I'd knock the shit out of them. I mean, I can't believe that. He wanted to be Jimmy the Shit.
Nobody can believe, though, that you're almost 50 in the chat room.
No, I
They're
can't
all
believe
like,
you're 50. Okay,
well,
so wait. Advice from an old queen. Girl, you better move fast because after 50, you got to start to, like, it gets a little harder to get a good guy.
Not for him. Oh, maybe a good guy, but not a guy.
No, I don't mean a hot to trot backyard bang. I'm talking about, a guy that you're going to live the rest of your life with.
Yeah, that's what's next for me. So that's what's next. That's why I'm being a little picky this time.
That's
all my
right.
relationships have lasted 5 years, and I want to get past that. The next one is
no Disney queens. No Disney queens that, they think they're gorgeous. They look in the mirror, they go out and they screw everything that's in the club. None of that shit. Get like nice. Let me tell you a little story. I fell off the Christmas tree, and I fell on my balls, and the balls broke, and they cut my wrist very badly. Ooh. Jimmy has been wonderful these days because I wake up every hour in pain. Jimmy gets out of bed, he goes and gets me my Tylenol, he puts the medicine on my cuts. I mean, he is absolutely.
Jimmy takes care of you a lot. I have a feeling Jimmy's always taking care of you a lot.
Jimmy takes care. Jimmy is a caretaker.
I am a pretty good caretaker.
And he's the most wonderful human being in the world. And when I met him, I thought he was a jerk. I wouldn't see him. He wanted to go out and
together. How many years?
No, we're married 4 years.
4 years in last October.
He picked me up in the mall in Boca and came on like gangbusters. And I said, get the fuck out of here, you jerk. He was dressed like an idiot with earrings and ripped dungarees and he looked like a jerk, a nut job. And I said, go away, because that's not my type.
I lived in the rock and roll world. I dressed Elton John and Bon Jovi and Madonna.
He was dressed like...
So I had ripped jeans on, and they had patches on them that said, fuck me, I'm famous, or blow me, and shit like that. I had earrings, and I had long hair.
If you got picked up in the mall by a guy like that, what would you do? Blow me. I mean, you really wouldn't get excited. Now... I'm so happy.
But now I'm very Ralph Lauren-y.
No.
I'm a lot more conservative.
Now I'm so happy that I'm married to him. So my advice is to you.
Yes.
Don't throw away every guy you see because he may not be gorgeous. He may have a hole in his head. Don't. Because
maybe the hole in the head.
Because no. He may turn out to be
like me,
the most incredible human being. Never judge a book by its cover is what I'm trying to say. Because a lot of gay guys, they only want beauties with big meat, great asses, gorgeous bodies.
Which is you. They're all going to want you for that.
I was going to say like me. Like me. Go for the guy that's inside. The guy that's going to love you and take care of you. And
that's what I'm looking for.
That's what counts.
Absolutely.
Because you know what? Everybody gets ugly when they get to be 55 or 60. Not me. But everybody gets ugly.
He's not either because he's almost 50.
Yeah, but at my age, I should look like, I don't know what, the wreck of the Hesperus or Scrooge or something. But I don't. So
you also don't do drugs. You don't drink.
No, I don't do drugs or drink.
So there you go. And he's in good shape.
When I fell off the Christmas tree, I drank champagne and wine too much, and I lost my balance. And I came crashing down on my balls, and they broke and cut them.
Christmas ornaments is what he means. But anyway, hold on, let's go.
And they were blue to boot. My blue balls.
Actually, everybody. Oh, there's
nobody cares.
Everybody in the chat room. Well, that's not the topic of the whole conversation.
No, but I hate the chat room. I hate everyone in the chat room.
They all care. They all want the jeans that say "fuck me, not famous."
I can't believe.
Okay,
that.
so you're like Joe choreographer. You're like a really good choreographer. First, I want to ask you a question. Did you see the movie High Strung? You need to
I didn't see it.
go on Netflix and rent High Strung. It's basically a dance movie. It's done by Michael Damian, who's the soap opera star.
Dave Scott's the choreographer.
Yes, Dave Scott's the choreographer.
It's a great film.
And we did the red carpet premiere in New York, and Michael Damian's a good friend of ours, and he lives in Las Vegas. So when you're in Vegas, I'll hook you guys up. You can meet him because he's doing High Strung too.
Okay.
And
but because we did the red carpet, because we're friends with Michael, makes it sound like we're full of shit. We're just pushing a friend.
it's a great movie.
I don't do that because my viewers and listeners know Ron Russell does not say anything that's not true, whether it's good or bad. And I told Michael this. I said, Michael, we're going to go in there to see your movie, and if it sucks, I'm simply going to say I enjoyed it. And he was kind of set back by it. Well, when I came out and I had him on the mic, I said, Michael, that was some movie. I loved every minute of it, and I did. He combined rap music, street dancing with ballet.
And violins and classical music and everything.
I got goosebumps, even in my scars from the blue balls. What do you call it? You cannot believe what he did with that film. He made a romance out of it. He made a contest out of it. It's rock music. It's classical music. It is just.
You will like it as a choreographer. I think you will like it.
You must watch the subway scene. That's the movie for me.
No, I like the ballet scene.
I like the ballet too. But no, the subway scene, the way they came out of the train and danced, and it was fabulous. And they did it to classical music and rap music. It knocked me over.
As a choreographer and a person who appreciates dance, I think that you will like it a lot. And Dave Scott's a really cool guy.
Tonight, if you're not doing anything besides masturbating,
get your family.
Go to.
Get your family. You're at home. Have your family watch it with you. Yes. All right. So you're a great choreographer, and so I wrote down here that you've been the creative director for over 40 shows, including, and now these aren't like little shows that you see like on local access, the Latin Grammys. You've done stuff with Pink, Usher, Ricky Martin, the GLAAD Media Awards, which is awesome. Congratulations. I mean, I always love that. I think that's fantastic. And you worked with Timbaland and Mark Anthony. I mean, you have some.
Oh, I know Mark Anthony. I know one. I know somebody.
It's been a great career. I've enjoyed all of it so much, and that's why it's led me up to this moment of directing now. And I wanted to direct horror because that was my passion. That's the genre I've always really appreciated.
That's my genre too. That's my genre.
Is it? Okay. And I've always believed in people going after their passions, and the horror genre is my passion. So I felt like after working with these artists like Michael Jackson and them, I wanted to be inspiring and do something really unique in the horror genre.
Okay, so have you ever done a horror movie?
He just did one right now. That's what he's coming on to talk about.
Oh.
He doesn't research anybody. He doesn't know anything.
No. Because I did a horror movie. I played a cop in a horror movie, and I will never, ever again play in a horror movie. They're cheesy.
Yes, you will. You just won't play in one.
No, they're cheesy. They're stupid, and they're crappy, and they're not. Is yours going to be that way?
No, first of all, his movie is called Pitchfork. Everybody, it's coming out in the beginning of January. I just said January. Thought
January, Friday the 13th.
Oh my God, we had somebody on last week who has something coming out. Oh, Lemony Snicket is coming out Friday the 13th on Netflix, and we had Patrick Warburton, one of the stars of that, on last week. Yeah. And so it's Pitchfork.
Don't you agree that most of these underground horror films suck?
No.
You don't?
He's not me. I don't think so.
Are you serious?
There's definitely B horror movies, which I'm not a fan of, but then there's also indie horror, there's also mainstream horror, and there's so many other horror films.
Okay, he was in a B horror movie with a $15,000 budget, and it was terrible.
I was in a Z horror movie, no B, Z. No, but our very good friend Ed, he's like the king now of horror movies.
Of B horror movies.
Do you know who he is?
No, he's not going to know him.
What's Ed's last name?
I don't know, but...
You're really jealous about him.
I'm not jealous. It's just, he's in cell phone movies.
He's a gorgeous guy with a beard, and he's stunning. And Jimmy thinks he's got a crush on me or a thing for me. Ed and I are just sweet friends. And I think he's straight.
But he's not.
anyway.
I know everything about the horror movies, and he's not. He's in B horror movies. His film is not a B horror movie.
He's made 143
cell phone horror movies.
What's
So
cell
Jimmy, you're a fan
phone?
of movies?
Ooh,
I am a huge fan of horror movies, and
talk
I
about
actually,
jealous.
as
Whoa.
a celebrity clothing designer, that's how I started this show. It was all horror movie people. I used to be on a horror movie review show called Fright Asylum. We've got about 60,000 views a week, and we would review horror movies, indie ones, big ones, every kind of horror movie. And then I started this show, and we did a lot with horror. And I used to, because I was a celebrity clothing designer, I used to take racks of clothes to those conventions, like horror conventions, and I would set up my hotel room like swag, and then I would invite all the people in and give them free clothes, the stars of the things, if they would let me take pictures and stuff. And I became friends with all of them. So I've worked with Clive Barker and Doug Bradley and Lance Henriksen and Malcolm McDowell and all the majors. They're all friends of mine, and they've all been on our show.
And they all knew him because
that's awesome. Yeah, isn't the horror fans? Aren't they a great group of people?
Yeah,
horror fans stick together and they watch everything. And I have to tell you, because I watch all the crappy horror movies too because I like them. I'm a huge Lance Henriksen fan, and I've seen every film he's ever done. And a lot of 50% of his films. Yes, 50% of his films are terrible. They really are. And I even said, dude, that Sasquatch movie was freaking terrible. And he was like, it was terrible, but he said, you know what? I've got alimony to pay, and I need to make money to pay it, and so I got to take some of these movies and do them. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. But horror fans are loyal. They will watch it. If you put out a good product, everybody will watch it. We had Paul Logan. Paul Logan, he has a movie called The Horde that came out, and it was on the top of iTunes horrors, and it was an indie horror film. It came out, last summer, and we had him on the show. The Horde, no, just The Horde, I think it's called, just The Horde, and it has the guy from, it has Paul Logan, and it has the guy from Mad Max in it, and a bunch of people, and it's a good movie. It's not great, but for an indie movie, it's really, really done pretty well. I think yours is actually going to probably be better because I watched the preview of yours, and the camera work and everything does not look like a cheesy horror film at all. I was super impressed.
That's important.
Thank you.
I was super impressed when I saw it, and I was like, oh my God, this isn't, because we've also had, I bring a lot of people on the show. Sometimes I know their movies aren't all that good because I like the people that got to be in them, or I just want to support independent horror because I love independent horror. But yours is different. It's called The Pitchfork, everybody. First of all, I
want to hear what he thinks about it and give us a little scenario.
Hang on. So it's first of all, because I went on. What I always do is I Google them. I Google everybody's film that's coming on the show to see what all the independent horror reviewer type people, Fangoria and all the different people say about films. And when I Googled your film, it got phenomenal reviews. It was like, this is the way indie horror should be. This is going to be the next big film. I mean, you got really stellar reviews on this film, and I was very happy for you about that.
Yeah,
Tell me.
Hang on,
No, you're talking.
No, he didn't answer the question.
What question?
Well, what it was I had years and years of being a horror fan myself. So I've been a horror fan since I was 13 years old. And so it's by way of I've been studying horror films for this long. And in the last 8 years, Pitchfork came to my head. And I've been, for these last 8 years, putting it all together in my head, getting it all ready. And then I feel like the love of being from the 80s and such films and slasher films as Friday the 13th and Halloween and the Freddy Kruegers, I ended up really knowing what a horror fan wants to see in a slasher movie and a character. So I created a character that I think everybody's going to love to hate.
Oh, I think they're going to love to hate him, and the preview is super intense. If you guys go on YouTube, actually, we're going to play it for everybody in a second so that people watching can actually see it. We're going to play it.
Can we see it?
No, you won't. You won't see it. Oh yeah, you'll see it. You'll see it here. I did a little thing for it. So here's a little. This is off of there. First of all, it says it's going to be on video on demand. Do you know what platforms you're going to be on yet?
It's from all the on-demands like Time Warner and my distributor over at Uncorked. They have the list of all the distributor where it's going to be at.
Okay, I saw that it's on pre-order right now on iTunes.
Yes.
You guys, so you can pre-order on iTunes, you guys. And so here's what we got. And okay, first of all, let's talk about the cast a little bit too, because like I went through everybody's IMDb. You basically have a pretty new cast of people, and they can actually act. I was like, oh my God, where do you find a horror movie with not a big name people in it, and the people look like they can actually like act in the preview? I was like, oh, that never happens, because that movie we were in, it was freaking terrible.
Well, they only paid me $100 a day. What the fuck do they want for $100?
You were good.
I was great because I'm an actor for 52 years.
Again, just being in the industry for so long, 8 years ago, I started grabbing talent that I knew would be great for my horror movie, and I started putting them aside and making sure that when it came to casting, they were ready to be casted. They're all basically friends of mine, or they've worked for me in the industry.
Oh, see, I love that. So here's a little synopsis, you guys. Having recently shared a life-changing secret with his family, Hunter recruits his friends to come with him from New York to the farm where he grew up as he faces his parents for the first time. As the college students enjoy the fresh air of Michigan farm country, an older, more dangerous secret slowly emerges. While Hunter navigates a new place within his conservative family, a vicious creature from their past descends on the farm, putting the unsuspecting city kids in mortal danger. And this dude, you guys, pitchfork, and he's got like this hand. You have to go on YouTube and watch it. Besides having the pitchfork, it's like attached to his hand, and his hand is like, looks like his hand is put into like another hand. I don't know exactly since I haven't seen the film, and we can't do any like things, but you'll see it in the preview. It looks freaking awesome. It really, really does. And it's got a gay theme, right? I know it has to have a gay theme.
Shocking.
Horror films do not have gay themes.
Oh, we don't want to see gay things. We have
no themes.
Yeah, I'm trying to break a little bit of the stereotype. I made
oh my God, it's a fairy movie. It's a fairy movie. It's a fairy
No, because like a car driving in the preview, you see the car's got a flag on it, and it's got a gay flag. I mean, so I noticed it right off the bat, and I knew you were gay. And so it's got to have some. I'm going to assume that that's his conservative family. Is not okay with the fact that he's gay and he's going home with his friends to tell him.
I don't think people think that way anymore.
Yes,
why don't you write a scene that really will make your film work, where there's this good-looking older man making out with this gorgeous young boy in the barn?
He just wants a role. So tell us a little bit about the film from your perspective, like a little synopsis, and then we'll play the trailer for everybody.
No problem. Basically, the beginning of the movie is my coming out story. It's based on my life and coming out to my parents. And I would always bring my friends from New York City, because that's where I was going to school at Elvin Ailey School of Dance. And I would bring all these School of Arts kids home with me on the farm to ease the little bit of tension that was going on between my family and me with coming out being gay. So the beginning of the movie captures all of that. And Hunter...
Yeah, right. I believe that. Yeah, right.
Yeah. What?
And all those young just things to the farm. Yeah, right. Okay, keep going. Keep going. Some people are going to believe it. Some will believe it. Young, gorgeous things from the dance hall he brought to the farm. Yeah, right. Okay, keep going. You should have called me up when you had those young things in the farm.
No, you're married. No,
I would have spoken to your mother and father. I would have been great.
So basically, it's about 8 kids coming to the farm to support Hunter, the lead male actor that's coming out to his parents. And then they just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And when you meet this slasher character named Pitchfork, who is just somebody who's gone mad and crazy, and you don't know a lot about him, and there's a lot of mysteriousness behind him. But that's to be coming out later on in Pitchfork 2 and 3. Right now, this is really Pitchfork becoming the monster. That's what Pitchfork 1 is.
Okay.
He's becoming that monster. He doesn't know exactly who he is, and he's starting to find out who he is. And the whole movie itself is about relationships between kids and their parents. That's the undertone of this whole entire film and franchise, is the relationship between parents and their children.
I love it. So, Chad. Hey, Chad.
He fell asleep.
Chad, do you have the trailer for Pitchfork?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so Glenn, you're gonna introduce it for us, and then we'll play it, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
Okay, this is the first trailer to my indie horror film, Pitchfork.
I wish we could see it.
I think we can.
Thanks for coming. It means a lot. Mom, Dad, this is the gang.
It's like the Breakfast Club just puked on my lawn.
You know, don't get me wrong, guys. My parents are good people.
Oh, I'm sure they all are.
Come on, people. We have to have fun this trip. This is our last big shindig before wedding. What the hell was that?
That sounded like someone dying. Guys, this is the country. What's normal?
Daddy?
What is it?
Forgot to check in my cousin.
Woo, that looks scary. Whoa.
All right, everybody. So that's Pitchfork. It's going to be available video on demand on Friday the 13th. January 13th. It looks like a lot of fun. I think everybody's going to love it. And kind of like Friday the 13th. In the first one, you don't know all that much. He doesn't even have a mask yet. He's just got the bag.
Well, the first one, it's his mother.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Oh, yeah, that's the second one that you don't know. He has the bag. You're right. It's the first one. It's his mother. Wow, I forgot that.
Well, it looks correct. It looks professional.
I think it looks awesome.
But the editing looks good, and the camera looks good.
Did you edit it?
No. Ranger Terrace is my DP, and him and Kristen were the editors on the film.
So I have a list, everybody, just in case you know any of these people, and we want everybody to definitely support this film because it's going to be a really good film, and it got such great reviews. But the ensemble cast includes Daniel Wilkinson in the title role with Lindsay Nicole Bryan. How do I say Brian's last name? Rates?
Yeah, Race.
Rays? Okay, there you go. Ryan Moore, Selena Beach, Keith Webb, Sheila Leeson, Nicole Dambro. How do I say Vibhu?
We just call him Boo.
Okay.
Tell him to change his name.
Rachel Carter, Andrew Daw Collins, Carol Ludwig, Derek Reynolds, Addison Wallace, and Enisbel Lopez. There you go, everybody. It's a cast. It's a very good-looking cast, everybody. The film, again, is called Pitchfork. You definitely want to get it when it comes out, and it's for pre-order right now on iTunes because I saw it last night as I was scanning of what's already available. So you guys definitely want to get it, support indie film, and I think you're going to enjoy it. And that way, though, if it does well, there's for sure a 2 and a 3, no problem.
Yes.
Franchise
for sure.
Yes.
If you get me to act in one of your films, it's like you got Cary Grant.
Okay.
All right? You know who Cary Grant is?
I know who Cary Grant is, yes.
Of course he knows who Cary Grant is.
Oh, he's 50. Yeah, you would. But a lot of the young people, they say, Cary who? One guy, I did a lecture, and I mentioned Barbra Streisand, and his face is looking so peculiar. And I said to him, do you know who Barbra Streisand is? He said, no, but I've heard of her. and I knew I was in the wrong audience of kids. Who doesn't know Barbra Streisand? I mean, this kid had to be retarded.
Ron had a show in L.A. on Time Warner, actually, called Set the Record Straight, where he interviewed all the legends of Hollywood, and he was really good friends with Jane Russell and Tab Hunter, and all the very well known, extremely.
Yeah, I love the Tab Hunter the documentary that just was released.
Yeah, we just watched that too not too long ago.
You know something? We had lunch in Palm Springs. And I've always been in love with Tab Hunter. And I told him, I said, when I was young, I thought you were the most gorgeous thing in the world. And I heard while you were filmed, I made a movie with Tab Hunter and Sophia Loren. And on the set, I heard that he used to cruise the carousel in Central Park around 11 o'clock at night. Well, stupid me, don't I go to the carousel expecting to see Tab Hunter? Well, 40 years later, we're having lunch, and it came to my mind, and I said, Tab, did you ever cruise? He said, Ron, that's not my style. Besides, he was with Tony Perkins. They were lovers at the time, and I didn't know that. So Tab wasn't cruising around. But as an older man, I just love him. I mean, he is the handsomest we became good friends, and I love him. I love him to death. He's one of the nicest people in the world. honest general, down to earth, loves horses. Like he said to me, everybody thinks I'm a superstar. He said they don't know that I've been shoveling horse shit for years. But Tab Hunter is really gorgeous. One thing that's funny in our interview, I opened his book and there's a shot of him there in a bathing suit. And I said to my cameraman, come in for a close-up of this bathing suit shot. And I said, look, you could see his religion. And Tab said, oh, Ron, stop. And I said, excuse me, Tab, who picked this picture? He said, I did. I said, you didn't see what's doing in that bathing suit? So he laughed. I said, forget about it. He's got a wad in there. I mean, he's really a sexy guy. Now, I mean, just her from 70-something years old, almost 80, and stunning.
Absolutely.
Stunningly sexy.
So here's what we want everybody to do, you guys. Okay, so Glenn Packard is on Twitter, you guys. So follow him on Twitter. It's at Glenn Packard, GLENNPACKARD. It's the only time you don't see him with the Douglas in the middle. But if you want to see all the cool stuff he's done, go on IMDb, and it's at Glenn. It's Glenn Douglas Packard. He also has a website. What's your website?
My website is my name, GlennDouglasPackard.com.
So check
but also
that
please check out PitchforkFilm.com as well.
Oh, I didn't know that one. Okay, PitchforkFilm.com.
Website.
And if you guys are really into like dance and choreographers and stuff, Glenn is in a cool documentary called Move. It's a choreography documentary. It features also Paula Abdul, Kenny Ortega, Debbie Allen, Adam Shankman, all like very well-known names in the world of choreography. Yeah. And we want to wish you all the best with this film and hope that everybody rents it, watches it, on-demands it. And we also want to thank Clint Morris from October Coast and Publishing for like introducing us to you and setting this whole interview up.
And I hope one day we meet.
Yes, for sure.
You never know.
Absolutely.
I just wanted to know because for my own personal, I don't watch everybody's movies.
Yes.
From 1 to 10, how much blood?
Blood, there's not a lot of gore in the first one, so I would say it's about a 7 when it comes to gore.
All right, because I really can't deal with.
Oh wait, real quick then,
when I see blood coming out of throats and eyeballs.
I love that.
Oh, I hate that. He loves it.
I kind of like that. It's not my favorite thing, but I'm kind of like into the torture porn stuff. So like the first Hostel and the first Saw and stuff, I like those like a lot. I didn't like them as they went on.
Back it up. You're into torture. Hey, back it up.
There's a twist actually at the end of the film, and it gets a lot more like torture porn and horror. So it's definitely gets a lot more gore and more intense as the film goes along, for sure.
Torture porn is just a term used for a certain type of horror film.
Is that why you have that bed down here that stretches me?
Yeah, right. So am
I going to be tied to that?
What are some of your favorite horror movies?
My number one horror film is Frontiers. That's my number one.
What is it?
Frontiers.
Frontiers. It's a foreign film. And then I loved Inside.
Yes.
Inside is one of my favorite horror films. And then I love the remake and the old Evil Dead. I love the new You're Next.
I like the new You're Next.
Do you agree with me? There's no film ever like it again. Psycho.
Okay, Psycho is of course a classic, no doubt. And there's a lot of classics.
It'll never ever be again.
Birds.
No,
all of that stuff, Halloween, those are all very classic.
No. Halloween is, again, cheesy shit, screaming, running, going. Psycho, no one ever dreamed that the star of that movie would be killed the way she was in the first 20 minutes. Okay. I saw it. I was 20 years old when I saw it. And I had a girlfriend back then. You know, I was going through a gay, straight breakdown. And we saw the film, and my mouth was open for the rest of the show. Yeah. Because I couldn't believe what Hitchcock did. It was amazing.
So I like a lot of the fun. Like The Lost Boys is my favorite movie. Like I don't know, it's not really horror, but I just love The Lost Boys, and I was friends with a lot of people in it. But did you ever see the movie Martyrs?
Oh yeah, I saw Martyrs. I saw the new Martyrs as well, which wasn't very good. The U.S. remake that just happened this year, but the old one is.
Oh, great. I didn't see one this year.
Yeah, that movie that's this year. Yeah, it came out this year. It did not do well. You can get it on in video, but really. You know, the one thing that was cool about creating the horror movie, too, was my lead actor, Daniel, who plays Pitchfork, who did it amazingly. I can't imagine anyone else playing him. It was hard for me to decide, did I want to go with that big, huge, beefy kind of, slasher, yes. Or did I want to go with more of like a gawky, thin, like starving kind of slasher character? So that was something I was battling a lot before filming.
I think you did I think you did it smart because I think you did it opposite of the way almost everybody else does it, and I think that's going to help your film stand out a whole lot more.
Thank you. Yeah, and it has a lot to do with his backstory because I was inspired by a Oprah Winfrey episode that I had seen about a boy called It, and it was about a boy who was treated as a dog his whole life underneath a table by his parents. And I thought, and he was inspirational now and wrote a book, and I thought to myself, well, what if it went the other way? What if he went mad and crazy and animal-like? So that's where Pitchfork is inspired by.
I love it. All right, everybody. So Pitchfork's coming out video on demand Friday the 13th, January 13th. That's only like 2.5 weeks away, everybody. Please support indie films. All the indie artists need your support. That's how they get to do what they want to do. And congratulations on the film so much, and thank you so much for coming on the Jimmy Star Show.
Guys, nice to meet you.
Thank you. Have a good one. You've been fun.
Oh, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. You were
Nice
fun.
to meet you guys.
All righty, bye-bye.
Nice meeting you too. Bye.
Yeah, you got to love it. All right, everybody. So listen up.
Why is the dog
I don't know,
barking?
there's probably somebody at the door or somebody mowing the lawn.
Brandy, shut up. Don't you love that?
So, everybody, you can hear the Jimmy Star Show every Wednesday from 3 to 5 p.m. on W4CY.com with the fabulous Chad Murphy.
Oh, yeah.
You can also turn on your phone
My
and
God,
watch
that
us.
voice.
Just go to the W4CY website. You can watch us live. It'll be a lot of fun. You can also hear us on Monster FM Radio in New York, Hamilton Radio in New Jersey, K4HD Radio in LA, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, iTunes, SoundCloud, Audio Boom, Podomatic, Apple TV, iTunes, Spreaker. And on TV, you can see us on Roku, Vimeo, and YouTube. Thanks, everybody, so much for watching the show last week with Patrick Warburton. And anytime you guys are tweeting about the Jimmy Star Show, please use the hashtag Jimmy Star Show so we can get the Jimmy Star Show to trend. So hashtag Jimmy Star Show, we'd appreciate it. Hey, Chad.
Hi, Captain.
Let's take a music break real quick and let's play Nathan King's Heaven Tonight.
Why don't we?
All right, everybody.
I have to tell
this.
the baby to shut up.
I know, we're going to go get her to
No.
be quiet while we're playing this song. Everybody.
She wants to come on the show, and she's pissed off that we said no.
No, she's not.
Yes,
She's
she
upstairs
is. She
barking
told
at
me.
somebody.
She
Bring
told
her
me
on.
to
Anyway,
come on
everybody,
the
this is
show.
Heaven Tonight by Nathan King.
She got them long legs and a rockin' little body. Sipping moonshine out of the Mason at the party. Looking my way with them pretty blue eyes. Got an innocent smile, but she's a devil in disguise. Works the dance floor when she knows that you're watching. In the tight jeans that make your heart stop and see a tattoo on the small of her back. Why don't you come over here and we can head on out tonight? I don't know you, so let's start picking up the slack. 'Cause baby, there's no going back. You're driving me insane. Can't get you off my brain. And I know it's wrong, but it feels so right. Come on, girl, 'cause I wanna see heaven tonight. Making love underneath the stars. I'm falling way too far. Got the radio on till the morning light. So come on, girl, 'cause I wanna see heaven tonight. She likes fast cars, but we're riding in my beat-up-on Ford truck. With the pedal to the floor, I take a dirt road to see the look in her eyes that light up the night, making everything alright. She kicks her boots off with the radio blasting, leans back, saying she wants to go fast. Turn the lights down underneath the moonlight. I can show you a night that you ain't gonna forget. You're driving me insane. Can't get you off my brain, and I know it's wrong, but it feels so right. Come on, girl, 'cause I wanna see heaven tonight. Making love underneath the stars. I'm falling way too far. Got the radio on till the morning light. So come on, girl, 'cause I wanna see heaven tonight. You're driving me insane. Can't get you off my brain. And we'll know it's wrong, but it feels so right. Come on, girl, 'cause I wanna see heaven tonight. You're driving me insane.
There you go, Nathan King.
All right, everybody. So that's Nathan King. The name of the song is Heaven Tonight. The album's out now. You can get it on iTunes, every download site possible. And now I'm turning the microphones over to Ron.
How many of you out there remember this? It's howdy doody time. It's howdy doody time. Bob Smith and howdy do. Say howdy do to you. Let's have a rising cheer because somebody's here. It's howdy doody time. I love Howdy Doody. He was my hero when I was little. I never knew he was gay, but anyway, he was my hero.
So I got this for Ron for Christmas, you guys.
And I love him. Isn't he beautiful?
This is it's not an original one because they cost a lot of money, but
$1,000. If anybody has a Howdy Doody marionette, the original one, they go for 1,000 balloons.
But this is a like a 50-year anniversary edition one. It came out about 20 years ago, and it's in mint condition, and it's really cool. Chad, did you ever watch Howdy Doody? It was before your time, right?
No, we watched. Well, we had the doll. I didn't watch that. I think it was just ending as I was getting into TV. But I did have a doll, so yes, I do know Howdy Doody.
Do you still have the doll?
I do not.
Oh, it's worth $1,000.
Right.
So then the reason that the door was the reason that the door was barking is that UPS or somebody was delivering a package, and this is my David Putty Seinfeld action figure that just got delivered, and David Putty is played by Patrick Warburton, who was our guest on last week's show. I'm collecting action figures from everybody on the show.
I love Chad.
You like that?
I love that. Crack me up.
Got that?
You gotta love it.
I love all your size. It really cracked me up, Chad.
You gotta love it.
I like the other one you did earlier. Ooh.